All right, question 1, lesson 1.6. Okay, add to your seat here. It's not loading very fast. According to statistics, a person will devote 31 years of sleeping and watching TV. The number of years sleeping will exceed the number of years watching TV by 21 over the lifetime. How much will they spend doing the activity? So they will spend 31 years sleeping and watching TV. So we got to define variables. Do y'all want to use like S and T, or do y'all want to use X and Y? It doesn't really matter. X and Y. So like X be the number of hours sleeping, Y number of hours watching TV. So they'll 31 years to sleeping and watching TV. So what's an equation for that? X plus Y equals 31. So the number of hours sleeping plus the number of hours watching TV is going to equal 31. The number of years sleeping will exceed the number of years watching TV by 21. So the number of years sleeping is X, will exceed the number of years watching TV by 21. So what would that be? Sleeping will be TV plus 21. Okay. So this number of years sleeping will be, or number of hours sleeping will exceed the number, or years. Why am I putting hours here? Years. Dummy. I apologize. Number of years. So now I've got a system of equations. This is not really with this section, so that's kind of a bad teaching on my part. But now I'm going to do substitution. I'm going to plug that in for x up there. So y plus 21 plus y equals 31. Okay. Combine the y's. I can also subtract 21 too. 2y equals 10. Divide by 2, y equals 5. So the number of hours watching TV is going to be 5 years. So then what will x be? X will be y plus 21. 5 plus 21 is going to be 26. So if I wanted to do this, number of hours watching TV, or years watching TV, keep on getting it wrong. So the y, number of years watching TV, so it'll be 5 years. 5 years watching TV, and then 21 years sleeping. Okay, so 5 years watching TV, 21 years sleeping. Whoa, already 0 for 1. What did I do wrong here? Wait, it's 31 total. 26. My bad, 26. I just copied, I don't know why I copied down 21. Sorry. It was 26. I was about to say, that guy does not know what he's talking about. It's the first one I missed all year on here. It won't be the last, though. I promise you that. All right. Where is my menu bar? No. This is where I'm going to lose ratings on my video. There it is. Suppose the average yearly salary of an individual whose final degree is a master's is $39,000 less than twice of an individual whose degree is a bachelor's. Combine the two people, they make $117,000. Find the average yearly salary for each of these degrees. Do y'all want to use X and Y or M and B? What do y'all want to use here? We can do X and Y. So like I'm going to make X be the salary for a master's, I guess, or it doesn't matter. Let's do bachelor's. X be for bachelor's. So X salary for bachelor's, Y salary for master's. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing bachelor's as X because X was like the first thing they asked for on there, but it does not matter. And you could use B and M. B and M might make it easier for you. Okay, feel free to. So that's the first step when you solve system equations. You got to define the variables, define what they mean. So I'm doing that. That's just going to help me keep organized. Um, whose degree is a master's. Master's is, so master's is y is means equals 39,000 less than twice of the bachelor's. So what's an expression for 39,000 less than twice the bachelor's? This is always the tricky one in Algebra 1. Less than means what? Subtraction, but where's the 39 go? Before the minus or after the minus? After the minus. That's the tricky one when you teach that in Algebra 1. You're teaching writing algebraic expressions. 39,000 less than twice the bachelor's. So it'd be 2x minus 39. Combined, they earned 117,000. So x plus y equals 117,000. Okay. So I'm going to use substitution. Y equals this. So we'll plug this in for y. So x plus 2x minus 39 equals 117. I can add 39 and then combine like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. 117 plus 39 is 156. Then divide by 3. Now be careful when you enter this in here. It's in terms of thousands already, I think, on there. So we had the issue yesterday. I was helping a student with this one. So 52,000. But don't put 1,000 in your answer. You're going to put 52 as your answer. Don't put 52,000 because it's in terms of thousands. That's your bachelor's. So your master's will be 2 times 52 minus 39. So 2 times 52 minus 39, 65. So 65. So I'm going to write that. Don't feel like I'm obviously overdoing this, but I'm going to go ahead and submit the answer here. Bachelor's 52. I'm overdoing it so I have, because I do scan these notes as well for people that aren't here, people that are trying to follow along. But I'm going to write down the bachelor's will be 52,000. Master's is 65,000. 52 and 65. All right, so there's 2. All right, 3. The bar graph shows the average price of new cars in the country for 2 selected years. In 2019, the average price was $38,200. New car increased by $800 per year. If this trend continues in 2019, what will the price? When will the new price of a car average $44,600? So we've got to make an equation of that. In 2019, the average car price was $38,200, and it's been increasing by $800 per year. So we had one like this in the notes. So it starts out at $38,200, and it's increasing by $800 per year. So $800 per year. Y'all could use X there. Y'all can use Y for years. You can use T for time. Okay. If this trend continues, how many years after it will it reach 44,600? So you're going to see when it equals 44,600. Okay. So feel free to use whatever variable you want there. T might be more appropriate, but it doesn't really matter. The variable's for us. It's not for them. I didn't define it this time. I probably should, but that's all right. It's 38,200. 6,400 divided by 800. I was wondering if I was going to get a decimal on this one, because if I get a decimal, I would want to round up, I would think, but that's not my answer, though, right? We've got to be careful. It's about to get carried away there, because they want to know what year. So this is starting in 2019. So what I need to do is I need to add 8 years to that. So it'd be 2027. After, whoa, they do have 2. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. will be after 8 years. So they have both of them. This will occur in the year 2027. I want to write that down on here. As I said, this is completely, like, y'all do not need to do this at all, but I'm going to write this down. The average price of a new car will be. Did y'all have the same question on this one, or is it different numbers? Okay.
I ended up getting the same answer.
Okay, after 8 years, I was curious. This will occur in year 2027. Missing the article there. In year 2027. So just making that as easy as possible for anybody that wants to follow along there. So also keeps me from going too fast. All right. A new car is worth $18,000, depreciating at a value of $3,000 per year. Compute parts A through B below. So I'm going to write this down for the people. 18,000, depreciating, and you don't have to write this down, by 3,000 a year. Just if anybody's trying to follow along my work here. Write a formula for the car's value Y after X years. So what's the formula here? I think you'll get this one. So Y would be, it starts out at what? 18,000, and what's happening each year? It's you're losing, which cars don't follow a linear pattern, but 3,000x. So 18,000 minus 3,000x. 18,000 minus 3,000x. Well done. All right. B. Use the formula above to determine how many years it will be worth 3,000. So what do I do on this one? Plug in 3,000 for Y. And you could trace the pattern too if you wanted to on this one technically, but I'm just going to do it by solving the equation. So I'll plug in 3,000 for Y. I should have put a note there if that's what they asked for, but equals negative 3,000x. 3,000 divided by negative 3,000. These haven't been too bad. That'll be 5. So 5 years. Okay. Question 5. I'm ready to get my butt whooped here by one of these questions. You're choosing between two health clubs. Club A offers membership fee of $20 plus a monthly fee of $27. Month B offers a membership fee of $28 plus a monthly fee of $26. How many will they cost the same? So I'm going to make equations out of each one. A is going to be $20 plus a monthly fee of $27. So that'd be $20 plus 27x. B offers a membership fee for a fee of $28 plus a monthly fee of $26. Okay. So A offers it's a $20 initial fee, like a starting fee, like which is very common in a lot of clubs or just things you join. Definitely in golf clubs. Kind of like an initial amount plus a monthly fee, and then B have initial amount 28 plus a monthly fee. We want to know when those are going to be this. After how many months will the total cost be the same? So if I want to know when these two are the same, what am I going to do to them? Set them equal to each other. So I'm going to see when this equals that. I'm just going to set them equal to each other. So you just set them equal to each other. I would subtract 26x, get the x's. So that'd be 1x. Subtract 20, subtract 20. X equals 8. So that looks like 8 months. That worked out nice. And what will be the total cost? So we'll talk about that. So after 8 months, it's going to be the same. So it's kind of one of those things you evaluate the total cost for the club. All you have to do is plug this into one of these two equations. So you pick whatever one you want. I'll pick the top one because you'll get the same answer. 27 times 8. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. So 20 plus 27 times 8, $236. So you just pick one of those equations at whatever one you like. You can pick the top one, you pick the bottom one, and that's your answer. All right. After a 75% reduction, you purchase a new washing machine on sale for $150. What's the original? So I did this one in the notes, like a reduction one. So what I did, there's a lot of ways you can do this. I started with 1x. Let me write down 75% reduction. So what I did on this one was I started with 1x, which means 100% of the price, minus 75% of the price. And there's other ways to do it. There's more efficient ways to do this, honestly. So I subtracted the 75% reduction, which is 0.75 times the amount of the original price from the 100% of the original price. And that's going to equal the price that I paid, $150. That is not the most efficient way necessarily. I kind of just followed the example I did in example 3 in the notes. So you 100% of the price minus 75% of the price, 75% reduction, which means you're paying 25% of the price. So 25% of the price was $150. So now I got to divide by 0.25. And so you should be getting a lot larger number because you're talking about the original. So $600. All right, number 7. Rectangular athletic field's twice as long as it is wide. The perimeter of the athletic field's 150 yards. What are its dimensions? So I'm going to use L and W this time. The athletic field is twice as long as it is wide. So it's twice as long. That's tricky, though, because that means the width, that means the length is equal to 2 times the width, technically, right? Because if a field is twice as long as it is wide, that means the length of it is twice the width. That's tricky. That's very tricky because the reason why I'm doing this, a field is twice as long as it is wide. So if it's twice as long as it is wide, that means there needs to be 2 widths for every 1 length. That's stressful. The perimeter, remember the perimeter formula, 2L plus 2W. The perimeter is 150, so 150 equals 2L plus 2W. So now I could substitute this in here for L. This one's not the one on your test, I remember, but that's stressful there. If I wasn't paying attention there, I would have missed that. 6W divided by 6 divided by 6. I just need the width. Well, they're going to ask for both of them here. Divided by 6, 25. So the width is 25 yards. It was difficult. The length. So the length is 2W. So it's 2 times 25, so it'd be 50 yards. The length of a new rectangular playing field is 8 yards longer than quadruple the width. So let's make an expression. The length equals 8 yards longer than quadruple the width. Quadruple, so 4W plus 8, or 8 plus 4W, doesn't matter. The perimeter is 496 yards. So 496 is equal to 2L plus 2W. What are its dimensions? Okay. So now I've got to find the dimensions. So I'm going to plug this in for L here. So 496 equals 2 times 4W plus 8 plus 2W. So 8W plus 16 plus 2W. I can subtract 16. I can combine these. So it'd be 10W by 10 divided by 10. That'd be 48. 48 yards. Length, I'm just going to find length is 4 times 48 plus 8. Length is equal to 4 times 48 plus 8, 200 yards. So length's 200. Yeah. Number 9, a rectangular painting. Got to be careful here. There's a little bit. I'm gonna draw this out here. That's X. Measures 13 by 14. Obviously not drawn to scale. And it has a frame around it. The perimeter of the rectangle formed by the painting in its frame is A6. Determine the width of the frame. Ooh, interesting. So the whole thing, the perimeter is A6. So I got to find the length of each dimension. Now, so basically the frame is the same for every part here. So I've got to find the dimensions here. So I got to find that dimension and that dimension. Let's go this one here. So this one's going to be X, X, and 14. Remember, what did we learn from yesterday? We add those, right? If this is like 2, this was 4, and this was 2, that'd be 2 plus 4 plus 2. You just add them up. So X plus 14 plus X, that'd be 2X plus 14. And this is X plus 13 plus X, that'd be 2X plus 13. I don't think we'll have to do quadratics here. No, we want to do a quadratic on this one. Because we're not talking about area, we're talking about perimeter. So perimeter keeps us in the linear area. So 86 equals 2L plus 2W. So 2L, so 2 times one of them, plus 2 times the other one. We didn't quite do one like this in our notes. So the perimeter is equal to 2 times one of them plus 2 times the other one. I don't know which one's the length, width, and the length. Well, actually, I'm turning to the width of the frame, but I don't know which one's. Nope. Oh, then we're going to solve this. So A6 equals, and it's a linear one. The reason I said that, because perimeter, you're just adding up the area is like 2 dimensions, so you have to multiply. So that gets a little stressful. That's why yesterday's was so stressful, because we have to, we're distributing 2, but we're not going to get like an X squared here. We're not talking about square, like a square inches. We're just talking about inches. We're just talking about a certain length. We're not talking about. So thank goodness. So we don't have to make it equal 0, because we're just trying to get, because it's not a quadratic equation. Okay, because otherwise I would be up here struggling. So then I get to subtract 54. Now I'm solving, you got to be careful too. I'm solving for X because they want to know the width of the frame. And that's what the X is, the width of the frame. So X equals 4 inches, the width. Okay, so it's 4 inches. Please be right, please be right, please be right. All right, I'll pause. All right, 10. I've got a 20-foot ladder. So 20-foot ladder, not drawn to scale here, obviously, placed against a vertical wall vertical wall and standing on level ground 6 feet from the base of the building. Oh gosh, this is not drawn very well to proportion. I'm embarrassed by that. If it's 6 feet from the wall, this should be a smaller angle here. 20-foot ladder. It's 6 feet from the wall, 6 feet from the base of the wall. So now I've got to find out how far up the wall it reaches. So this is going to be my x. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I'm going to do 6 squared plus x squared equals 20 squared. I'm going to subtract 6 squared. So x squared equals 20 squared minus 6 squared. 364. Square root. Is that a perfect square? It is not. Now, how do they want me to round here? Nearest hundredth. Okay. So you're going to type that in your calculator. We've not been simplifying radicals, but 0.8 feet. So make sure you round correctly there. All right, 11, and now I'll circle back if I need to. Rectangular piece of land whose length is twice its width. So rectangular piece of land whose length is twice its width. But you got to be careful about that. That means the length is twice the width. Yes, the length is twice the width. Okay, has a diagonal distance of 60 yards. So the diagonal is 60. How many yards to the nearest tenth of a yard does a person say about walking diagonally instead of walking its length and a width? So I've got to find Pythagorean theorem, and I got to put them in terms of the same variable. So the length, be careful here. I don't want to screw this up. I'm going to call this the length and this the width. I need to put them in terms of the same variable. So I'm going to change this to 2w. And so I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to put it in terms of the same variable. 2w squared plus w squared equals 60 squared because it makes a right triangle there. So 2w squared, you square the 2 and the w, so that's 4w squared plus w squared equals 60 squared, 3,600. Add those together. 5w squared equals 3,600. Now this is not going to be even my answer. 720. Oh wait, that's width squared. Sorry, it's 720. So now I got to take the square root. 720. Oh, I'm getting a decimal. Dang it. Nearest tenth. Okay. So my width is 26.8. That's still not the answer. So to walk this way, I'm going to do 2w plus w. So 2 times 26.8 plus 26.8. If you don't quite get this today, I will go over this on Friday. I can. Okay, so don't stress about that. Plus 26.8. So I would go 80.4 going the long way. Look at how well I'm using this paper here. 8.4 yards. And I'm going to do 80.4 minus the diagonal 60, and that'll tell us how much further I did. So it should be 20.4 yards. Please be right. Please be right. Please be right. All right.